Welcome back to the Fixed Ops Roundtable, and we are in now for a special treat coming to us from El Monte, California, from the campus of Longo Toyota and Longo Lexus. We have Ivan Vasquez, who is the parts manager there at Longo Toyota, and he is accompanied by a great friend of the Fixed Ops Roundtable and community, the great teacher himself, Randy Brenckman. Ivan and Randy, welcome to the Fixed Ops Roundtable.
Hey, Ted, how are you doing?
Ted, how you doing? Thank you.
Hey, fantastic. Great to see both of you. And wow, right in front of the Longo campus there. Randy, what brings you out to California this week?
Well, we're very, very blessed. The Greg Penske Group is one of our vendors, so we feel like we're one of their partners, and we've been working with them for quite a few years. We were here last week for 3 days of training. And we had primarily the service side with the parts people. And we're here this week for another 3 days with primarily with parts. So we're culminating the two together and looking for opportunities at this great operation.
And that's an understatement. Ivan, if you don't mind, who are you putting through training from parts? Who's attending Randy's class?
So we have a couple other, actually there's 2 managers in the parts department here and 1 director. So alongside, I have the other manager here as well. And we're always looking to, promote growth within the company. So we have a couple of the supervisors here accompanying us as well.
So we have some advisors here, Ted, and we actually have body shop here. They have a very large body shop. So when you get to a business that's this big, Longo, largest dealership, I guess, on the planet, does over 100,000 ROs in a year. You tend to be very silent.
Randy, go back to that number again. Say it again.
Oh, you get to say it.
100,000 ROs.
They do over 100,000 repair orders a year.
Wow.
And when you get to be this size, you do more in a month or maybe in a day than some dealers do in a month. So you get very, very siloed. Well, Greg and Doug's vision is to get people to be horizontal thinkers. So we've got body shop, parts, and service together for, if you will, 6 days. Who else does that?
Yeah. Wow. He actually flew in a couple of the other supervisors and managers from the other locations, out in Texas and up north.
In Northern California, yeah, sure, yeah. And I'm looking behind you. I see the sign says, congratulations, 1 million. Show us the rest of what that says, Randy. 1 million vehicles sold. Ivan, that is incredible. Ivan, we had Greg Penske was on the show just last month, and he told us, most important to him is that human capital, the people that make up the Penske organization and Longo, and again, how that's paramount to him.
Yeah, and I was just mentioning that to Kim earlier. It's we're blessed. We like to say sometimes we may be spoiled, but we're blessed because we have our Penske College. We have these trainings. And for us it's eye opening. But we definitely appreciate that, and he takes care of his employees. Definitely, they both do, Greg and Doug. So.
And when you mentioned Kim, I think that's Randy's better half, Kim Brenckman, who's there with you as well this week. That's right?
Yeah, absolutely. She's working with a couple of leaders right now and so forth. She'll pop in here in just a minute. But
okay. Wow.
Yeah.
All right. So Ivan, kind of take us through it, because you got a lot of your peers watching from all over the continent right now. Ivan, how did you get into the car business, and how did you start off there at Longo?
Well, that's an interesting story. I was looking for a job out of high school, and I've been with the company for 16 years now. I started as a parts runner here through an agency. I never in a million years thought, hey, I'm gonna be in this company. I'm gonna be a manager, a director. Now my goal is to be a director, but I started as a parts runner, through an agency, got hired, with the company, and I just worked my way up. I always set a goal for myself, and I said my next step is to be on the counter. I was in the back counter for about 8 months, and I said I want to go to the front counter and try and excel there. I was working front counter for about 5 years, and not only at Toyota, I'm probably the only employee in the Penske Motor Group that's worked at all Longos. So I've worked here at Longo Toyota, I've worked at Longo Lexus, and I've also worked at Longo Toyota in Texas. So
And
yeah.
you were instrumental in starting that business.
Yeah,
You started
yeah.
from scratch.
Yeah, we did. That was a
Success
starting
story
point.
here, Ted. Real
Starting point
success
there.
story.
So, but yeah, I mean, the opportunity is there, and that's one of the beautiful things about this company. The growth, and they try and promote from within. So,
So,
love that.
Ivan, I got to ask you, when they opened the Prosper, Texas, campus dealership there, how difficult was that to replicate a lot of the processes that you've put in place there in El Monte? And of course, that have been a part of Longo even before you came about.
Yeah, no, that was definitely a struggle. It was a challenge, but with the support from the team that we had out here, and I want to say the biggest thing was trying to get everybody to understand the Longo culture. It's different, Texas to California. So I think that was the biggest hurdle that we had, from compared to Longo Toyota here in El Monte.
And you're right, Doug Ero, who's been on the Fixed Ops Roundtable, Randy, as you know, several times. Doug always talks about the importance of that culture and instilling that, and that's really, one of the backbones there at Longo. Ivan, give us a little bit of idea of the lay of the land. How many employees approximately in parts, and tell us a little bit about the operation.
Yeah, sure. Here in the parts department, we have about 34 employees. Like I said, we have 2 parts managers, 1 parts director, and then we have a supervisor over in our collision center for the parts department there. And then we have a supervisor in the front retail area. We also have a satellite, we call it satellite parts department, who's in the middle with the shop to help out the technicians. We try to make it more efficient for the techs, something easier, so they're not all going to the back counter. It's right in the middle of the shop, and that's kind of what we tend to do, try and make things easier, and where we're going to benefit, make it easier for our number one guests, who for us, since we're not in wholesale much, it's our technicians and our service advisors.
And Ivan, Longo is number 1 in the world. Randy, I believe I saw since 1967. Randy, why would the number 1 dealership in the world need to continue training? Why are they doing that, Randy?
Because they grow and they understand, hey, look, at Longo, there are no small successes and no small failures. Everything is magnified that you do here. It just is. You take a Saturday, they'll do over 200 Toyota cares just on a Saturday. Just on a Saturday. So the place is unbelievable. And the forward thinking of the owners to sit there and say, when you're green, you grow, and when you're ripe, you rot. Tell us more. Tell us more. Kim and I come here and we go, humbly, this is the largest dealership on the planet. What in the world are we going to teach them? Well, when you do in a day what a lot of stores could do in a week, when you do in a month what they do in several months, any opportunities that show are flagrant, and they really, really show. And it's not a matter of I got you. It's look at this opportunity here. Let's go.
Correct.
I love that. Ivan, would you want to add anything to that? Because Ivan, I imagine that you are challenged in the fact that you're already number 1. The expectation has got to be, how do we even get better?
Yeah, exactly. And this is how, right? They bring Randy and Kim over, and they're showing us where we can also improve and give us ideas, because the bar is set up high, and we're always shooting for more. So this is how, like I said, Greg and Doug invest on their team members, and by bringing in Kim and Randy. So that's how.
Randy, you are probably, present company excluded, the best fixed operations trainer on the planet, and it's got to be a great honor to be working with the Penske and Longo group. Randy, give us an example. What are some of the things that you're taking Longo through this week with their employees? Some of the things that you're teaching, if you don't mind.
No, I don't mind at all. And I got to tell you, I'll just take a page right out of Kim's book. Do the basics brilliantly. When things are this big, you just get away sometimes from the basic. Last week, we came up with 3 major components, 3 major things to concentrate on. And they are total hours, unapplied time, and discounts. And if we would just do that, because we are in California where you have guaranteed techs, you don't have flat rate techs, you have guaranteed techs with a flat rate accelerator. Unapplied time is big. And if you just do that, it's just monumental. Ivan, what we basically looked at here is a couple of opportunities. One opportunity is they just got on Techion, and that's their new DMS system. So we are looking at some reports and some things that they've never looked at before, because in going from CDK to Techion, there's some things that maybe not transfer. We found out huge opportunities in depth of parts. We are too deep in a lot of areas. We can cut that back and have no change in our fill rate or anything of that nature, and take those dollars and go wider. So now our first time fill rate is just high. We found out about non-stock status parts. Wholesale returns, special orders never picked up, opportunities lost, things of this nature. And we're concentrating on that instead of worrying about their very, very low obsolescence. But their non-stock status is a little bit higher. So we're getting on it faster. These things will just bring. Can you imagine if you took a place like this and lowered your on-the-shelf stock by 10%, what the dollars mean on that, and absolutely no change in operation?
Wow.
It's fun to be able to look at these things and find them.
Yeah. No, it is. It is. Like I said, for us, it's eye-opening, and we're just, sponges trying to absorb everything that Randy is teaching us here. So, I
mean, lowering single line repair orders to get more hours, which is going to be a parts to labor ratio. So the parts department's going to do it. We've started a simple thing. We just simply ask the customer in the drive, is this going to be a short-term vehicle for you or a long-term vehicle for you?
Mm-hmm.
Most people are going to say it's going to be a long-term. We would like to help you with that. At no charge, we are going to do a comprehensive multi-point inspection on your vehicle, just so you will know. And that has decreased our single line repair orders because people find value in that. We found value last week in the fact that a lot of people they lease a lot of vehicles here. Yes. And they want to buy their vehicle at the end.
Yes.
Is this going to be a short-term vehicle or a long-term vehicle for you? It's going to be a long-term vehicle. We would like to help you. We'd like to do a comprehensive multi-point inspection for you. By the way, if we can certify this vehicle, you will get, and we asked this question. You are going to hang on to your cash and finance this vehicle, are you not? And what's everybody going to say? Yes. Okay, whether they have the ability or not, they're going to say yes. You realize if we certify this vehicle for you, you get a lower interest rate. Now, if you need tires, need brakes, have an accessory that you thought of that you would like to have, now is the time to do it. We can add it to the balance to be financed. And for just a couple dollars a month, you can have all of this done. At a store this large, you can only imagine what that will mean to your bottom line. And at the same time, you're helping the customer.
Ivan, I could listen to Randy all day. It's like music coming out, right? It's so beautiful, Randy. Ivan, are you doing the training with Randy like physically in the parts department right now, or where are you? How do you kind of have the setup, Ivan?
No, actually, I plan to kidnap him after. He doesn't know, but I'm gonna kidnap him and take him up there to my office for a bit.
That'll be tomorrow.
Yeah, that'll be tomorrow. But no, I mean here, like I said, we have we're in our Penske College. We have our training room, and we got the projector. We're going through every single thing, and it's awesome because we have our fixed ops director here as well, and he also has so much knowledge, but I believe he's also learning as well. Like I said, we're all sharing our ideas and our thoughts, so it's awesome.
Randy, can I put you on the spot a little bit and just maybe turn the camera? Just give us a little taste. You don't have to show us everything.
No, that's okay. First of all, guess who just walked in? So,
hey, Ted.
So she's here now. This is the largest room of Penske College. And this is our setting that we're in right now. And this is the front of the room, the screens and all. We have put that away. But if I walk to the outside of this room where you come in, this is Penske College downstairs. And these are the additional 4 training rooms that they have, where they have their meetings and things of this nature. And if I look further through the glass, I don't know if you can see that, but that is the underground storage for Longo Lexus. They have quite a few vehicles down there compared to the world, but this room down there used to be 100% completely filled with vehicles. So unbelievable. And the place is spotless. I mean, it's the Penske way. It's just what PMG does. This is their culture. This is what they do. And everybody loves it.
So, Ivan, it would be safe to say that Penske and Longo take training very seriously.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Wow. Ivan, any resistance from your staff as to some of the stuff that Randy is presenting?
No. I mean, I think, some of our staff will question certain things. But again, Randy's got the facts. He shows them what it is. And, everybody's open to learn and to the I want to say the thoughts that Randy has. So, no resistance, I want to say.
Interesting question or statement that you asked, Ted, because there are prisoners. As you know, you're a trainer.
Yes.
There's a lot of prisoners. And these people here have a lot of tenure. And I've never seen a group of leaders that say, show me more, show me more. I even started off by asking you a question. And that question was, do I have your permission to challenge you really, really hard? And they said yes, and they keep asking for more. There is no prisoners here. It's just not it's not the Penske way.
No,
That's not the way they think.
No.
And so it's funny that Randy says Penske way, because we have, I don't know if you're aware, the Penske way, where there's certain things that are said there. We put on our badge, and we abide by that. It's
Ritz-Carlton has theirs. They have kind of theirs, and it works very well.
Well, I actually had, when Greg Penske was on the show last month, Ivan, I actually put him on the spot and I said, can you share with us a couple of the things that are part of that Penske way? And he was very happy to do that and very proud of that as well. Ivan, I got to ask you this question before we wrap up today with Randy. And I thank you so much for this amazing opportunity to speak with you and see what's going on there. Ivan, what does the future look like? Because you've been there now a number of years. You've come up in the Penske way, and you've worked at all of the locations, and that's very unique, as you said. You're the number one dealership in the world. What happens now? What does the future hold? What's next in our business? Because you got a lot of people in our industry who are looking to you and your team, as the leaders. What's next? What do you think?
I think we and I believe we may have dabbed on this a little bit, through the trainings, but we have to start looking into, the fuel cell vehicles and hybrid vehicles. We have to start preparing and thinking how we're going to be able to, what's the word I'm looking for here? Just take advantage of the opportunity there. I think there's going to be large opportunity there, and we have to be ready. I'm pretty sure our directors are already thinking as how we can prepare for that. That's what I want to say. I don't know where Randy stands on that.
You're totally right. You're totally right. Always looking to the future. What's the next step? Because again, nothing's small here. Everything is big. Any hiccup is very, very costly. So they're always forward thinking. That's why when you talk about resistance in the training, that's not in their DNA. No, challenge me, show me more. I want to do more.
I love it. And Ivan, finally, how many days a week is parts and service open? Just give us the lay of the land on that.
We're open Monday through Friday, 7 to 7. And then on Saturdays, we're open from 7 to 5. So we used to be open on Sundays, but with COVID and all that, it kind of shook things up, and we're closed on Sundays right now in the parts and service department.
Which is probably a nice thing, Randy, for the employees as well.
Well, good for the employees and good for scheduling. I mean, let's face it, when you're open 6 days versus 7 days, that makes it a lot easier. And humbly, I got a real good tour of the collision center today. They have 500 vehicles in the queue right now in their collision center. Wow. 40 techs. They have 40 bodymen. They have 7 paint booths or whatever that are just rocking.
And I imagine you both know the answer to this, but just for our audience, how many technicians there in El Monte working?
Total, including used cars, yeah, I believe it's about 130.
Wow. Wow. Randy, Ivan, those are huge numbers.
I mean,
Even bigger than Ed Roberts.
yeah, a BB makes a tidal wave here. BB makes a tidal wave. So it is real important to get all the buy-in of all the players and the cross all the time, because one bad tooth in the cog is going to have huge negative results. They don't have that here.
Ivan, I've got great respect for you. I'm so appreciative of this time. I'm going to let you and Randy get back to work because I know you have a whole lot to do there. And on behalf of the Fixed Ops community, Ivan Vasquez, I want to thank you for speaking to us today on the Roundtable. And I look forward, Ivan, to inviting you back to many more and having you a part of the conversation because I think you have a whole lot to add with our industry. So, Ivan, I appreciate that very much.
No problem. Thank you. I appreciate it as well. And then I'm definitely looking forward to many more of these. You know, I always see Randy there, so I'm going to try and be on those as well. So thank you again.
And Randy, we got lucky this week, you know, that you were there.
I call it blessed, but I appreciate that. Yeah, what a great place to be in. What a great guy here, and where he should be an inspiration to anybody in the car business. And I think one of the things that Ivan has done subconsciously, but he's done one thing through his career, from a parts runner all the way through. He learned to hustle while he waited.
Yes, sir.
And he was recognized and seen. So I give him a tremendous, tremendous amount of credit for that.
Thank you.
Recognized and elevated and came up through the ranks and on his way to the top. So Ivan Vasquez and Randy Brenckman coming to us from Longo Toyota in El Monte, California, here today at the Fixed Ops Roundtable.
Always a pleasure, Ted. Thank you.